And sixth graders, this is a screencast lesson for Monday, November 4th. And this is all about learning to use Google Draw. And so at the end of this lesson, these are our learning objectives, right? Our target is that you learn to use Google drawing tools to make a combined shape. And for our critical content, we're aimed at learning to draw perfect objects. That's in quotation marks. There's a shortcut key we can use to accomplish that. Learning how to copy and paste objects, ordering objects, and then flipping and rotating objects. So what I would like you to do is to take this screencast, the video window, and tear it away into its own tab, and then open another tab with the Google Draw template that has been sent to you through the Google Classroom so that you can follow along and do the activity as I describe it, because at various times during the screencast lesson, I'm going to tell you to pause the lesson and go to do the activity. So this is kind of the format we're going to use today. Watch me for a little bit, and then when you are cued to pause the video and actually create the content as described in the video, that's when you'll pause the video and do that. All right, let's do this. All right, so we're going to assume that you have two tabs, one where the video is playing and one where you can see this gray background for the Stoplight template that has been shared with you in the Google Classroom. All right, so now we're on the watch and learn concept. All right, first of all, what we would like to learn to create today is kind of a hybrid between these two stoplights. Okay, so I'll put that up there just for a minute so you have an idea exactly what you're making. And during the video, we're going to kind of start from the inside out. We're going to create the lights, the red, the yellow, the green, and then the orange outline, the black outline, and then these side lights that go along the edge. All right, and along the way, you'll have some fun, and like I said, you'll accomplish these objectives. All right, so watch and learn. First of all, to make basic shapes, you have tools here, and I'm going to demonstrate how to make a perfect shape, right? So I was aiming to make the red light for the top stoplight, so that is a circle. Now, take note, if I click and draw, I can draw what would seem to be a circle, but that is not a circle, that's an oval. And so what I'm going to do is on my keyboard before I draw this time, I'm going to hold the shift key, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm holding shift with my finger, and I'm clicking and dragging my mouse. Sorry, I lost my shape. I'm going to try it again. And this time when I click and drag my mouse, I end up with a perfect circle, right? It's a constraint key. It limits you to what kind of shape you can make. All right, we're going to make it about that big, and take note, when I click on it to select it, I'm going to fill it with red. And for the outline color, that's the black outline that goes around it, I'm going to leave that color at black. That's called the border color. Notice that's why it's chosen. But I'm going to increase its thickness by 2 pixels. Okay. Now, at this point in the video, I would like you to pause the screencast and do the same. Create your red circle about this big. It's between 4 and 6 inches as you look at my ruler, and position kind of towards the center of the drawing. All right, so pause the video and create your red circle. Now that you're back from the video, from the creation of the red circle, I'm going to demonstrate how to create the yellow and then the green, okay? And we want them to be uniform, to look just like the original, right? They should all be the same size. So we're going to click once on the circle and take note. This is copy and paste. And so if I right click my mouse in the center of that circle, I can choose copy. Okay, now what I'm going to do is put my mouse down below and right click again and choose paste. And then I'm going to do that a third time. Paste. Actually, this is the second time if you're counting. All right, so, but I have 3 circles. That's kind of why I was thinking that. And then what I'm going to do is kind of move these guys so that they're uniformly placed on top of one another with a little bit of space. Notice the red lines help me. Those are called guides. And for each of these circles, I'm going to color them the appropriate colors: red, yellow, and green. All right, so at this point in the video, you should pause the video and then go back and repeat those steps. Again, I copied and pasted the red circle, spread them out, and colored them accordingly. Now that you're back from your copy and paste, we're going to create the orange outline behind the lights. All right, this is a shape as well, but this is a rectangle. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is kind of guess about where it should start, probably in this upper left-hand corner, and drag down and across, trying to keep somewhat equidistance between the perimeter of the shape and the circles that are on the inside. And when I let go, I get a blue box that covers up my existing circles. That's okay. Notice what I'm going to do is take my fill color and fill it with this nice orange. And for the line color that goes around it, instead of black, I'm going to choose white. And for the border weight, I'm going to go with 2 pixels. Okay. Now, after I've done that, I want to make the circles appear on top of this. This is called layering, okay, or ordering objects. So all I have to do is to take my orange shape and right-click my mouse again, and notice you have an Order submenu. And what I'm going to do is choose Send to Back, and that makes the other objects visible. All right, so at this point, you could pause the screencast, and remember what I did. I created the object, and then I colored the edge of it white, and then I right-clicked and I sent it to the back. Okay, now that you've done that, we're going to do the same thing, but we would like to create the black outline of the stoplight. So if you were able to complete the last step, this step will be straightforward. Similar to what you did before, you're going to make another rectangle that's equidistant around the perimeter. And of course, we know that it covers it. But in this instance, I'm going to color it with black. And then I'm going to right-click on it, order it, and send it to back. Okay? And there is the outline of my stoplight. All right, you may pause the video and complete that part. All right, now that you've completed that part, the next part is going to have us creating these side lights as though light was coming from the other direction. All right, so as you look at this, it looks like a right triangle to me, right? With the hypotenuse here, the long leg butted up against the light, and a short leg along the top. So take a mental picture of that triangle, because we're going to create that in Google Draw. And then the good news is, once we've created it, we can copy and paste it 3 times here and then 3 times here. So we just have to make one of them perfect. All right, and so what I'm going to do is to go to Shapes, and I'm going to create a right triangle. That's this shape here. All right, so I'm just going to go out here, and there's my right triangle. All right, now I would like to fill it with black. Okay. Now, as I noted before, the short leg of the right triangle was on top. All right, so this involves taking this bottom and flipping it. And so what I'm going to do is right-click on my triangle, and I'm going to choose Rotate, and I'm going to choose Flip Vertically. Okay? Now, what that's done is it's flipped it in such a way that I can place it along this edge right here, just like that. And I might want to drag it up just a hair so it's kind of centered along that circle. Okay, now you may pause the video and do that step. Now that you're back, we're going to take this shape And similar to the circles we did before, we're going to choose copy, and then we're going to right click down below it and paste, and we're going to do that a second time. I think I got that one right. So, but we have 3 of these shapes, and then I'm going to take these shapes and place them where they belong and use the red snapping guides to help put those in place. All right, now you may pause the video and create those 3 sides. All right, next we're going to do this side. And so I've already copied it. So all I have to do is choose paste again. And I'm going to move it over here. And this time, all I have to do is flip it horizontally and then place it where I would like it. So I'm going to right click in the middle of it and choose rotate, flip horizontally. And then this becomes a matter of kind of placing it and using the red guides to help me. There it is. And then from here, I'm going to copy this and then go down below, right click, paste it once, and kind of paste it right next to the other one. And I'm going to paste it a second time for my 3rd shape, of course, and then use those guides to help me place this where I would like it. And just like that, I have my stoplight done. Okay, now what you want to do, make sure your stoplight is somewhat symmetrical. And when you're finished with your assignment, you may turn it in to the Google Classroom, because this was an assignment, and I hope you had fun and that you learned something. All right, you now have choice time. Great job. Adios.